Hi guys, welcome to another GameboysAreAwesome video. Today's video guys is going to be a little bit different for you guys. It's going to be basically a talk about what I first started collecting when I was very young and to how I started this channel, what made me want to do it and what inspired me to do it and how it's, you know, basically how I got it to here, what it is today. So I'm going to have a little talk about that and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Something a little bit different for you guys to enjoy, to know about my channel. So a little bit of history. So right, here we go. First thing I started collecting was stones as a kid. So the first thing I started collecting was stones. I collected them and I used to store them in a hot chocolate Cadbury's little tin, which was metal. It was like a metal tin. You could put a lid on top of it. Yeah, I used to store things in it. So that was my first thing I used to collect. Second thing would have been Pogs. Pogs were massive in the 90s. I couldn't get enough of them when I was very young. Remember collecting them when I was about 6, 5, and I had a good load of them. I used to go to Carboot with my mum and dad. I remember getting like loads of like fake ones from the Carboot, getting them in a massive like tin, but on a massive tube you used to stick them in and just fill them up to the brim. It was wicked. And I still actually have one of my slammers from back in the day, which is like this one here. Metal. All it is on it is actually just a sticker, but it's just a metal thing, and it was a really good slammer back in the day. So boom, and then whack over the Pogs. So if anyone doesn't know what Pogs are, basically Pogs are like little as I said, these. Let me get my out. So Pogs are these. Let me get some of these out. These little guys. You've got Pogs, and then you get the slammers, which are there like this. All good. Loads of little slammers. They were so big in the 90s. Every sort of person were like trying to brand it, get a branded one, and like all sorts of different companies I'm on about tried to get in on it, and you know, use it as a sort of, probably use it as like a way of advertising sort of thing. Yeah, so Pogs are really cool back in the 90s. Everyone sort of wanted them, and I liked them so much. I had so many. I haven't got many of my original ones left, but this slammer is one of my original slammers. It's one of my favourites because I really like the artwork on it, and now it's shiny. So yeah, that's one thing. Pogs, they were like, yeah, really big, and now no one really cares about them, but I still got a bit of love for them. So if I see them at car boots, I always grab them up. And then same sort of year would have been like, you know, Tazos. They were the same sort of time because Pogs and Tazos. And then it would have probably been when they brought out Tamagotchis or virtual pets. But I didn't really start actually proper collecting. I had one, but I had like 2 in the early days, and then over the years I had tons, like buying loads of the car boot when no one, like when they weren't popular anymore, no one wanted them. I used to buy loads of the car boots like in the early 2000s. Yeah, that's when I used to collect those. So that's really not like in order. It's like mixed. But I had one when I was very young, and then it would have been Pokemon cards, which would have been after those. Were pretty cool. Maybe as well, I had yo-yos. I used to probably collect a couple of yo-yos as well. Yo-yos are pretty good back in the 90s. Hopefully this is not like getting confusing. So yeah, yo-yos like this. We used to get yo-yos like this with little gears in them. These are like the early sort of ones. And or we used to get the pro-yos, which I'll give you 1 second. I'm going to go get a pro-yo and show you what a pro-yo looks like. And they were one of the best ones back in the day. So I'll be back in literally a click. So I'm back, guys. This is a pro-yo. These were one of the best yos back in the day. This is actually our pickup I picked up last weekend. So I thought I'll show you guys this. I don't know what happened to my original one. It's somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. I used to have a green one of these when I was younger. My mate had the same colour as this one. He had the red one. And we actually took it apart because you can unscrew these. And we actually were swapping parts, so we ended up having a multicoloured one, which was cool. Yeah, I used to collect these as well. They were probably just before Pokemon cards, maybe sort of time. I used to collect these just before Pokemon cards. I had a good few of these yo-yos. I used to love them. I used to have a VHS, which I used to love playing, which had a guy showing how to do tricks and stuff. I used to constantly watch that. That was really cool. I don't know where the VHS is. I know I've got it somewhere. I don't want to ever chuck it away, because my mum hated it because there was like a really annoying theme song which used to be like a person saying, do the pro, do the yo, hey hey, something like that. Like, it's like really annoying, like, and then it's like do the walk, the dog, and all this stuff. I have to find it. It's got like a really funny like theme song on it, and like a really like basically showing you singing like all like the different tricks you can do, like walk the dog and round the world. And I love yo-yos. I can do a few tricks of them, and this one is pretty much like new in box. I don't know if it's really been used. Bought this from a Carboot for like £1 probably. So it's nice to have them in packaging. This isn't one of the best ones. One of the best ones like with like the lights and used to flash and all this. Let me show you like a little demonstration of doing some stuff if I can actually get it working on this. They're not this one isn't as good as like the ones that you get today. They haven't, the ones you get today have got like a trying to explain. They've got like a ball bearing in it which makes it spin much faster and much more like cleaner spin. So like it doesn't stick as much. So, but this has got like a more like, it's actually got a wooden little gear thing in it. It's not as good. So, but it does work still. It's not as let me get it spinning. So it's not as good as it used to be, but so that was Rock the Baby or Rock the Cradle or whatever it was. Let's have a look what else I can do. Still, so I haven't done yo-yoing for ages. I used to fucking love them. Oh. Whoa. Let me hope you guys, this video's like really changed. I want to sort of show you guys different things now about yo-yos, because these are like very big. Like, I used to love these things. I've not actually tried this one yet. This is an old one. Don't know how this is going to go down, but this might be a long video, but of me being weird. You might be very bored of what I'm doing. There you go, the classic with the old clutches in him. If I can get do that, and if you tug it like that, it used to pop round. Yeah, that was called. I think that's called Over the Hedge. I'm not sure. Do that, and then yeah, it's not as good. I need to. I want to get a modern one soon. Do that, and then like that. That's called like Over the Hedge sort of thing. And then there's another one which you could do, which was a really cool one, but I don't know if I'd be able to do it on this yo-yo. Brain, I think it's called like Brain Twister. But yeah, let me just try and get this. So I'm in my got my Mario things on. Let's try and do the Brain Twister. This is one of my favourite tricks. Oh, if my yo-yo's not going to be a twat. Ah, keep messing it up. Keeps hitting the bloody table. Right. No, this yo-yo doesn't do it. Basically, what you got to do. You do this, put it in there, flick it over, and then you flick it back, and then it should, yeah. So after that attempt of playing with a yo-yo, yeah, I'm sorry about that long bit. I've tried and cut it so it's not as long. So yeah, yo-yos were well big in the 90s, and I was really into those as well. I don't know, there's something about them. They were so cool. I remember another thing that were like, I think that's just maybe in the 90s or the early 2000s. Few, not many, but I used to have a few, what are they called? Fingerboards, you know, which were pretty cool. Tech decks, they were pretty cool back in them. But the main things I liked, as I said, what I've already named off, Pogs and all that. These were before Pokemon cards. So So after that, I got Pokemon cards, and so yeah, a good friend of mine called Carl, he really got me into them. I used to go over to his house, and he gave me a few of his Pokemon cards, which were really cool. Like, he really started me off on liking them and getting me into them. So he gave me a few of his doubles, which was wicked. And I always liked the hollows and shinies. So when I was younger, all I really wanted was the hollows. I wasn't bothered about all the rest. I just wanted the really cool image ones and the shinies because they looked so cool. So I had loads of those. And one time at school, actually, we used to have to leave our bags in the cloakroom, and I left my Pokemon cards in my bag, and someone knew that I had Pokemon cards in there. They disappeared for like a few days. I was like, where the fuck are they gone? I thought I left them at home, and then I realised they were in my bag when I didn't even put them in there. So I was like, hang on a minute, how the hell where they just reappeared in my bag for some reason? So I was like really confused. So I thought I'd run in the boys' toilets and spread all my Pokemon cards over the floor, and then realised some bastard nicked all the decent cards out of the set and left me all the shit. Because the cards I used to love the most were basically all the hollows, shinies, and all the rares with the stars on. So I was well pissed. Got really, really upset, because I was probably only about 8 years old, 9, and I was fucking tearing it. I don't know. Like, I even had a card in there. I think it was a Machamp or something like that. And I got it washed. I actually left it in my pocket. It got washed in the washing machine. So, and I had to put it all up with tape because it was falling a bit. I kept it because it was like still okay, but really, really battered. Like the edges were all frayed and all that. So I left that in the set as well, and that was gone as well. So they didn't even leave me the shittest card in the set, and they just took everything. So I was really gutted about that. And then my dad actually got me. I told my dad, and I was really upset and saying got this nick, and he brought back like he gave me what was it? Like, do you remember the cards I used to get from the Pokemon movie? And he brought me back those. He didn't really know what he thought they were Pokemon cards because adults wouldn't have known what Pokemon cards are. So I got those. Which was still cool. I really like them. I don't have them anymore. I don't know what I did with them, but yeah, he bought me those back. He bought me about 50 packs. It looked like that anyway. I remember having tons. He bought me back, and because he thought they were Pokemon cards, which were Pokemon cards, but they weren't Pokemon card trading card game ones. But so I got those in replacement for a while, and then a couple of weeks later, probably, or maybe a year or so later, my mate Carl, I've always talked about, he got me into Pokemon cards. Hopefully he's probably watching this, I don't know. But I come home from school or something, and there'll be a load of Pokemon cards like laying on the front door. And he actually, I think he must have got them from school or something, and just posted a load of Pokemon cards from my letterbox. I was like, bloody hell, where the hell these come from? So I even remember going in the living room with my mum and my brother, and we were all sorting them all out and putting them in my folder that I had. And I think, I don't know, it was just mad that he gave me all them cards for no. I remember he used to give me all sorts of stuff carded, and he got me into gaming as well. Like, he got me into all the retro, like Super Nintendo, Mega Drive. So that's awesome. So yeah, as I said, I just cut in a video of me talking about what happened at school, because I keep trying to explain what happened at school and it keeps going wrong. But yeah, basically I got my Pokemon cards stolen, and I was proper gutted, and my dad replaced them with some other ones which were not too bad. I liked them anyway, because it was nice of him getting them, but they were the wrong ones. But oh well. So next up would be what got me like gaming sort of thing. Like, pretty much Carl again, he got me into liking games. I've never, if I'm honest, I've never been massive into gaming. I just love having these games. Yeah, my mate Carl, he had the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive, the PlayStation 1, he had the N64 as well, he had everything. So I used to go to his house and stay over, we used to play some games together, play Tekken, play Street Fighter, play Mario, all the games that I have today. He had, and I never had a PS1 until 2001. I got my first one about, I think I was 11 years old now, my first PS1. So I had the slim PS1, PS1. And yeah, I was very late till I had one because I wasn't really into the gaming sort of thing. I liked to play a couple of Tony Hawk's when I had it. A few racing games was Demolition Racer, sorry, was the game I loved to play. Really cool racing game. If anyone not played it, give it a go. It's really cool, really fun game. I still play it. It's got really good music on it. Like, not music like singing, but just like good little beats and stuff. So yeah, he got me into it. I think I got a Mega Drive from the Carboot when I was younger. And my mate Carl actually gave me all these games for the Mega Drive when that was mental. He like literally had a whole bag full of them and gave me a lot. He had loads of them. He used to get them from car boots for many years, and so happy. Like, I used to love playing them. And then the idiot of me, like, my dad was doing a car boot sale and I could have brought some stuff to sell and I didn't know what to sell. And back then I didn't even play like any of my consoles much, so I thought I might as well sell this. I'm not really playing it at the moment. You don't know how much I regret that. I regret selling all my original stuff. I sold my Super Nintendo and my Mega Drive, my original one I had, which is so annoying. But those things happen. Moving on now, because that's just gonna go on forever talking about stuff like that. So let's move on and why I started off a channel, why I started collecting. As I said, I sold you things I collected. I didn't really collect many things for the Game Boy, and I had one. I had one when I think I was 9 years old. I had my first Game Boy, maybe 9 years old or maybe 8 years old. Yeah, maybe 8. I'm not sure. Really quite young, and I loved it. It was great. Still got my original Game Boy up here. This is really not going how I want it, but hopefully, you guys, this is my original Game Boy. Yeah, it's quite dirty, but yeah, it's my original Game Boy, and I've still got the original back in it. Yeah, a lot of metal memories on this, and it's going to be always on my shelf of awesomeness. So yeah, the Game Boy was always my high favourite handheld system, and I didn't really have a home console until a good later on. To have that was wicked, and it's really what kicked me off. Let's now talk about how I started getting into collecting games and stuff, so why I started doing it. Back in early 2013, probably like maybe the start of the year, because I went to the Lake District with Lorna, and she has, my girlfriend Lorna, if you didn't know, she has family over there, so we went over there and we'd hit up some charity shops in Cockermouth, and I saw a Game Boy in there, which was a clear Game Boy. It was boxed, it had a few games with it boxed, and I saw the price of it. I think it was like £19, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. I was like, let's have a look at some of these on eBay, and it was a little bit more than eBay back then, and I was like, okay, I was interested in grabbing it, but I thought, I don't know if I should or not. It's a lot of money. I regret not buying it now, because it would have been cool to have, and it had Pokemon game in there, which was didn't have like the RPG game of Pokemon. It had a Pokemon puzzle game, which was, I've never seen it again since, boxed or anything like that, and I had it for like £4 or something. I wish I picked it up, because back then, you know, before I started collecting, I wasn't really going for games. I was picking up a few games and that for my Xbox 360, but I wasn't really wanting the retro stuff. But that hit me, that really got me wanting to collect, but not straight away though, not straight away. Yeah, that kind of did really though. Like, I started looking up on eBay and finding things, and I ended up seeing a guy on eBay before backlights on the Game Boys were very common, like before people were doing them as much as they are now. And there was a guy in there selling them for like £100, and people were actually buying them and stuff. It was crazy, using the Game Boy SP light. And I thought I could try this, start off doing it. And as you see, on my channel, you can see me showing off a couple of Game Boys that I've modded with a backlight. And the reason why I really got into wanting to collect as well, and starting off my doing modded Game Boys, I actually badly fell off my BMX. I used to be a really well into BMX back in the day. Still BMX every now and again now, but I had a bad injury, and I did my knee in, which was so annoying. So I had to have keyhole surgery. I jumped over a jump, over a box, which was like that, and flat on top. Jumped over it, and I tucked to get some height, and I leant forward too much, and I was like, shit. So I put my foot out, and because I put my foot out, I landed all my weight on my knee, and I was bending going forward. Basically what happened, you have a shock absorber on your knee, and I ruptured that, and I snapped a tendon in my knee. So when I tried to walk, I could feel the bones touching, both my knee bones touching, like the leg, and I was like, oh, it feels well weird, I can't walk, like, it was so weird. And then I went to hospital. They said, oh, just see if it goes down, because my knee swelled like a beast, wouldn't go down, the swelling. I went to hospital, I had a scan on it, and I found that I've ruptured my meniscus, it's called, and I had to have keyhole surgery because I couldn't extend my legs straight. Because I couldn't do that, I had to have keyhole surgery to remove some sort of tissue or whatever, what was stopping my knee from fully extending. So I was in crutches for months, probably for 6 months or something like that, I can't remember. A good few months anyway. I couldn't do anything. This YouTube channel is what I put my heart and stuff into. Had nothing else to do. I didn't know what to do, so I was limping around doing a few videos on my channel, you know, because I started watching people's videos, and because I was bored at home, because I was used to BMXing, I was never in at home back in the day. But yeah, so that's sort of like another thing, how I got into doing my channel, because I did my knee in and I had nothing else to do, so I come across making a channel, and that stopped me from being bored, and now I'm stuck with it and I love it. Things happen for a reason. It happened for a reason, and that's why, you know, I brought you with this content that I like to make, and you guys seem to like enjoying it. I'm going to tell you now when my channel was made. My channel was made in January the 8th 2013, and I uploaded my first video in January the 9th of 2013, and that was just of me showing off my Game Boy collection. And I had a good break after that, a good break. Let's have a look. I made my next video June the 10th 2013, so I had a massive gap before I did my other video, because I'll be honest, I didn't really know what I wanted this channel to be, what I wanted to do in it. But then I thought I could try and use this channel to promote doing mods on Game Boys, start doing stuff like that, and maybe sell them on and make a bit of money. But I did one and sold one, and I made a loss in it, so I ended up ditching that. But because I was buying Game Boys in to do that, it inspired me to wanting to collect, to have these Game Boys and to treasure them like I am now. And I come across other people's channels looking at them, and I come across the GB Boy. If any of you guys remember the GB Boy, which is a clone Game Boy that has games built in, and you can play the original Game Boy games on it. I come across that and I thought, oh, wicked, they're like, and I looked on eBay, and there's loads on there was a guy selling them on eBay for a lot of money. Back then that guy was actually called Kevin Wolfer 123. I've come across his channel doing a review on the item, and I really wanted to find and get one. I inboxed someone, and I found I could get them in without having to pay the price Kev was asking, because he was the first person actually saying no, but got hold of them before. Like, they were like very common now. They were very hard to come by before. And then I started watching Kevin's videos, and seeing that he used to start collecting multi-carts, which were like really one of the things that he really into collecting back in the day. And yeah, I was really interested in watching his videos, and he had a multi-cart which was pretty rare. I've still got it today, which had a bootleg game of Sonic 8 on it. Found it pop up on eBay. I bought it. I did a review on it. Kevin saw my video and commented and said, oh, if I knew it was you, because I commented this video before about some other stuff I've seen on his channel. If I knew it was you, he said, I would have sent you some extra goodies. After he commented on my video, when I did a review of the game, so he searched for me on Facebook and found me, inboxed me and said, oh, you the lad who bought the Game Boy game from me, and is this your address? And I went, yeah, that's my address, man. And he sent me some extra goodies. There is a video, if you want to check out his videos, very early videos, and you can see me showing some stuff what Kev sent me. And then I ended up like watching some more videos. It was all about explaining that he had Asperger's, and I realised, you know, I have it as well. I ended up talking to him about it on Facebook, and I ended up having a lot of things in common with him, and we ended up being great friends after that. All started because I bought a Game Boy game off him, and that's how I became friends with Kev, if you want to know. So because I bought a game off him, followed him on Facebook, and now we do collab videos, and it's just great. It's awesome. That's how I became friends with Kev. So this is really like not really going down the best, but yeah, it's very hard. It's not like going down as I want it to, but very mixed up. But hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So that's how I made good friends with Kevin, and I'm still good friends today. Really, I started getting a few games in, collecting a few things, watching people's channels, and then I come across Lee, which is Q Master General, his original name was, and his name now is Retro Fusion. He used to do Carboot videos using spyglasses, and that inspired me wanting to try it as well. But the spyglasses weren't very good quality, and I had a GoPro before I did YouTube, because I do RC flying, which is flying most airplanes, and I used to attach my GoPro onto it, which I still do every now and again when my RC plane's working. I used to fly it with that, get a good views, and I thought, hang on a minute, I could use this if I buy a chest mount, which I saw American people doing it, because I used to research for people who were doing game hunting, and I saw American people using a chest mount sort of thing, and I thought, did I do one for the GoPro? And I did. So I bought a GoPro chest mount, and I started actually doing them in charity shops first. So I did them at charity shops first, and then I took it to the Carboot. Yeah, it started off from there. Seeing Lee's videos, he inspired me to do it. Shame that he deleted them. I really used to enjoy watching them, and then he deleted his channel or refreshed it. Started up again with Nez Nutter, and then he came back up with Retro Fusion. But he's still a great guy. He's a good lad. He stopped doing them, and I carried on making a few. So and now I've got like up to 60 episodes. Like, I never really knew what I wanted to do on this channel, because I used to do like a few pickup videos every now and again. But now I've gained a good following and a good lot of people who enjoy and like can't wait to see my new videos coming out. Because back in the day, like when I first started, I didn't really know what I wanted to do on this channel. I was like just started showing off a few things. Now I have a content that people actually want to see and actually look forward to seeing. Gain loads of followers, gain loads of subs, loads of likes, and loads of people who want to come back to my channel. The craziest thing is when you go out to the car boots, and I end up bumping into a few viewers at the car boot, and that is mental. I never thought that would happen, like going to a car boot and actually seeing people. And it's not just people who live locally, it's people who live, you know, 100 miles away or whatever. Because I've been to Manchester car boots, people have bumped into me and said hello. I've been to Birmingham car boots, people have said hello to me there. I've been to, now I live in Nottingham area, I've bumped into people there, and they know me and see me at car boots. That's probably it really, but having that many, like I probably had about 4 or 5 people say hello to me and say, oh, I watch you on YouTube, or your GameboysAreAwesome, how you doing, all that. And having that is amazing. Like, I never knew my channel would be like that, and that people would see and look up to me, inspire them to want to collect gaming. It's really good. And now this is moving on to why I end up starting to collecting as well now, like collecting as much as I do now. So this is really mixed up. I'm trying to like remember things and get into it. So like when I first used to go car boots, I was only going out to look for Game Boy stuff, and then when I realised that Game Boy stuff is not that easy to find, and I was just literally walking past all the other retro stuff, I'm not interested. And then that inspired me thinking, if like I can't get Game Boy stuff, I can grab a few old other things, games that I like. So I ended up grabbing a few other old stuff, and it ends up being a collection. And then I ends up really like doing it and having this stuff and playing a few of these old games, and it just ended up building up in these like 4 years of having a channel. Because if I made this channel in, as I said, June the 8th 2013, and my channel is this old. I got it up on this, if it will focus. If you want to be precise, that's how old my channel is. So it's almost 5 years old, and I've been doing YouTube since then. And to be collecting for like nearly 5 years pretty much, this is like a 5 years of like grabbing things, finding things, buying things off eBay. Not last year, but the year before, maybe, I think it was 2015. I was well into picking up Game Boy box games. I was getting loads of them. I was loving picking them up. I was probably like buying like 3 or 4 a week. Yeah, it soon grew to like having over 100 box Game Boy games. And I've got to the goal of that now. I don't really need any more. I've got all the ones I really wanted to have. And now I stopped at a good time because they're getting really, really stupid prices on eBay. So yeah, to have those is just great. To having boxed Game Boy games and games that I've never couldn't afford, because when I was younger, this stuff we couldn't afford to have it when I was younger. To have it now, I used to go to friends and play it theirs and that. And to have this stuff is awesome, and to really not pay a lot of money. Like going to the car boot is amazing. Like, I really look forward to the car boot so much, and when I find a good bargain, it's great. It's a good buzz as well, like when you find something for that steal of a price, and you know it's worth more, and it's something that you've been looking for at the car boot or looking to have, and to find it for a great price is always wicked. So yeah, hopefully I covered everything now, guys. It's just great having you people watching me, keeping this channel going. It's because of you guys that I keep this channel going. If the Carboot videos weren't really doing well, I probably would have quit doing them and not bring camera out. But I keep getting, everyone's like looking forward to the new one. I've been doing it for 4 years. I've been doing Carboot videos for about 4 years, and I've loved every minute of doing them. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched this, and thank you to everyone who has been supporting my channel from the start until now, bringing my channel to what it is today. Because I had no purpose at the start of my channel. Thought I'd see what happened, and now my purpose is, like, on this channel, I've realised a while ago, is to make Carboot videos and to do stuff like that. And now I've started off a new sort of series, which is sending out Carboot. A lot of people were enjoying that as well. I'm going to keep doing this. As I say, this is what this channel's about. It's about hunting, talking to you guys, and finding out the bargains. I've got plenty of bargains over the years. It soon grows to a massive hoard. It's a lovely hoard of stuff. You know, I may not need this stuff. I may not play this stuff often, but I'm more, as I said before I go, I'm more of a collector than a gamer. But I more like enjoy the collecting side of it than playing them. Probably a bad thing, but I know a lot of people who are the same as me. They love having nostalgia of it, but like, you can't play every single game you've got. I've got like probably about 1,000 games. I don't know really, about 800 probably. I don't know. I've got a good load of games. I can't sit in that and play every single one. I don't have the time to. Yeah, I just enjoy having the stuff, if I'm honest, more than actually playing it. You know, it's collecting, isn't it? You know, I never started playing the retro stuff like until, as I said, like when I first found the Game Boy Child Shop. I never started playing them, or I did play them back in the day, but I stopped, and then I got back into them again and playing a few of my favourite classics. I hope this video is understandable and you enjoyed it. I know it's a very long video, but hopefully you got something from it and got to know a bit more about this channel and how I started and why I wanted to do it. It gives me something to do, and I'm going to leave it here because it's going to go on way too long. I'm like nearly 40 minutes talking random shit about my channel, and most of you guys probably don't even really care, but if you do, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, if you want to hear any more things about stuff like that, any more things about my life, I don't know, but that's how my channel started off. But yeah, thanks a lot guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys, you're all great, and thanks for sitting and watching this long video of me talking of crap. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in a minute. Bye.